Hello friends, my name is Sachin Malik and in this video we are going to learn about the concept of central control in openings. What are the central squares? On the chessboard, these four squares are known as central squares. These squares are in the center of the board, that's why they are known as the central squares. What are the name of these central squares? D4, D5, E5 and E4. These four squares are the most important squares on the chessboard when it comes to the opening. Let's learn why these four squares are so important. Let's say if I put a knight on the central square, how many squares this knight is controlling? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. This centralized knight is controlling 8 squares. But let's say if I put a knight on the edge of the board. Now how many squares this knight is controlling? 1, 2, 3, 4. This knight that is put on the edge of the board is controlling only 4 squares and the centralized knight is controlling 8 squares. So if we put a piece in the center, then it is more powerful than a piece which is on the edge of the board. And if I put the knight on the, let's say, corner square. Now how many squares this knight is controlling? 1, 2. A knight on the corner is controlling only 2 squares. And a knight in the center is controlling 8 squares. So a centralized knight is 4 times more powerful than a knight which is put on the corner square. So if you put your pieces in the center, they are more powerful. That's why these 4 central squares are so important. If you put your pieces in the center, they will become very powerful. Same way, if I put a bishop in the center, it will be more powerful than a bishop which is put on the corner square. Why? Let's count how many squares this bishop is controlling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A bishop on the corner square is controlling 7 squares. And what about this centralized bishop? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So a centralized bishop is controlling 13 squares and a bishop on the corner is controlling just 7 squares. So a centralized bishop is more powerful than a bishop on the corner square. So that's why central square are so important. We want to put our pieces in the center. Generally, a player that controls the center controls the whole game. There is one more advantage of central control. If you want to move this knight to your queen side, you can do this in one move. This knight can go to the king side also in one move. And knight can go to opponent's queen side and opponent's king side in one move. But let's say your knight is on g1. Now how many moves will it take for this knight to go to opponent's queen side area? 1 move, 2 move and 3 moves. So if your pieces are in the center, then it is very easy for you to shift the attack from one side of the board to another side of the board. That's why central control is so important. It does not matter which opening you choose, whether you are playing from white pieces or whether you are playing from black pieces. The whole opening strategy will revolve around these 4 central squares. In the upcoming videos, we will learn where should you put your pawns and pieces in the opening. Thank you very much for watching this video.